Hi, does your PS2 hate you? Do you also have an Elgato down here? Let me fix that. So, let me just, hold on. What you're gonna get is you are going to have a little device here. Digital out optical, and it will look like this. Ignore my nails. Yes, it'd be super weird. And then, with this digital optical, you're going to get one that converts it to 3.5 millimeter. And you will tell it is correct because it actually uses USB here, which it is more than enough power than my PS2 to output. So we're going to plug that back in. Listen, sometimes the best videos come from the worst camera work, okay? It's fine. It'll be right there, exactly where it goes. And I plug it in. You know, because you hear the snap. And with the digital output, it comes with this nice bundle of wires, including an aux cable. You know it's an aux cable because it's 3.5. Now, you might think, wait a minute. The Elgato also has a 3.5 input right there. Yes, it does. But with the PS2 audio, it is super garbled. Here's a 3.5. Let's focus on that, why don't we? Let's focus that way, don't we? Let's focus that way, don't we? You know what? It's okay. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. 3.5, and I plug that right into here. Then, so what we are going to get is we are going to get a USB to aux, and this is going to be really vital so we can get the aux cord and the audio from the PS2 directly into our computer. So this will have the little green hole for the headphone jack and the red hole for the microphone. So we're going to make sure to plug it into the microphone so that we can get the audio from the PS2 directly into our computer. Next, we're going to go over to system configuration. Okay, it actually looks perfect. Perfect. So, we're going to set the screen size to full, or whatever you want. And for the digital out optical, we're going to set that to on. Now, what that means is that it means that the audio is going to go from the PS2 to the digital out all the way to the computer. And now, when we play a game, the audio will go through perfectly. What we are going to do, just ignore the infinite loop, what we are going to do is we're actually going to hit the plus button. We're going to go to audio input capture. That's right, audio input capture. This is going to be very, very necessary. We're going to select the microphone USB audio device. You can tell that I have the Steam microphone, which we never use that. My regular microphone, which I'm currently using, the Game Capture HD60, which is the Elgato, and then the USB audio device is going to be specifically the PS2 audio that we are working with right now. So, when you see that it is right here, we can tell that it is on, but it's not making a whole lot of noise right now, so we're going to actually turn that down a little bit. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Advanced Audio Properties, and here we can see all of the audio that it is going to be going through. We can see that it is automatically monitor off, but the output is still on. Now, if you want to hear the audio for the PS2, such as if you are recording for a video, then we are going to go to monitor and output so we are able to hear it in our ear without it showing up on the TV. And then here we can modify the audio just by making sure that it is correct. And then here we have my audio, which I've already modified quite a lot, and I really don't feel like messing with it again. Then we can also go to the settings, and we are going to go to the audio. Now, this is going to be specific. What we do here is we actually ignore this, and we're going to go to the output. Here, I set it to advanced, so we're going to go to the recording, and it's going to say warning, a whole bunch of stuff because of how I have my settings, but we're going to make sure to select the audio track 1 and 2, or if you're using like 3, 4, 5, 6 different audio tracks, go ahead. But we're going to at the very least set it to 1 and 2 so that we're able to hear not only the microphone audio in a specific track, but also the game audio in a separate track. Now what this does is it means that once we are done recording, we can then export, well, let me watch what I'm saying. Once we are done recording, it is then compiled into one video file with multiple audio tracks. It's not like stereo versus mono. No. What it does is when we open it up and put it into our video editor, then we can see the two audio tracks, one for our microphone, one for the PS2 game audio. That is vital because if one is quieter than the other, if one is louder than the other, we're able to modify one without having to modify both at the same time. Really useful. But now that we've gotten a good idea as to what it all looks like, my question is, what does it sound like? Because this has been quite a bit of a thing, and I'm going to warn you right now, the visual aspect of it is going to look very bland, but that's okay. That's what we're gonna. That's what happens. PS2 games do not take up the entirety of the screen, and you do not want them to, because then it will look stretched. And if you don't care about that, awesome, go for it. I'm not here to tell you how to do you. I'm just telling you how I do me. I typically have an image in the background just to mitigate all the negative space. That is the space that is not being used up. But I know you did not come here for a video tutorial lesson thing about making stuff in general. You came here specifically for the PS2 audio. So now I'm going to swap on over to my PS2 and we will see how it looks and most importantly how it sounds. So we are now on the PS2 with the digital optical output turned on and the aux going directly into OBS and having OBS record the audio. As well as I've gone ahead and yeah, that works. As well as I've also gone ahead and yes, it looks fine. I've just decided to go ahead and say, you know what, forget it. Playing a game randomly in order to make sure that all the audio works. I did try this with a large majority of the games that I just completely have issues with. We're just going to go with a normal match here, just a quick little one. You can hear the audio. The audio is very nice. I'm actually very happy with it. I'm going to go with the Knights just because I'm a big fan of Knights. And again, this is just a little test here in order to make sure everything is working. So as long as the audio is coming through fine, the video is coming through pretty well, it looks all right. And this is actually my first time having the video be exactly 1-to-1 as it shows up on OBS. So that is really good. I'm just making sure that, yep, my audio is coming out perfectly as well. And again, we're just doing this in order to make sure everything is looking fine. Although it does not help that I am not good at this game, but I like this game. Okay, apparently I'm hitting the button way too late, I should say. What is going on here? Well, it's a good thing we're not judging me based on how well I play the game, but instead on how it sounds and how it looks. So as long as it looks and sounds good, that is what matters most. Sounds pretty good. Now we're already going ahead and hitting the match point, but you get the gist of it. Even if I'm bad at the game, if I'm good at the game, the point stands. This is the... I wouldn't necessarily call it the best way, but it is the most cost-efficient way in order to make sure that we have as much as possible here. So it is just, it's very nice in order to be able to finally not have to worry about the audio, have the video look as good as it possibly can at this point in time. And just, it's so nice. I've struggled with this for like the last week, and I'm not the only one too. There's been like 5-year-old Reddit posts where people are having difficulty with it. So in order to just be able to finally be like, look, we found a solution that doesn't break the bank, that doesn't require another scaler, doesn't require another this, that, or the other. It is fantastic. It really is. So I really hope this helped out. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I'll happily answer them as best as I can. But most of it comes down to just modifying the audio, not modifying, sweet goodness, adjusting the audio volume to make sure that it is all coming out, make sure that the correct tracks are selected, make sure that everything works, And yeah, so that is the best way in order to get the audio from the PS2 while keeping it visually while still using the Elgato to record it. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you liked this video, please let me know. I'll try to I really just do tutorial videos when I figure stuff out. That's about it. But it is very nice. So, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. If you've never seen me before, I do Let's Plays. So this is kind of vital for me. Goodbye, my city bears.